It ain't never been called yet, but I tell you what, um, my nerves was bad Tuesday night.
I'll stop watching it. I'll stop.
Them nerves bad. Hey folks, we're on live at with Knowledge is Power podcast, and we're just chit chatting today. And this is what we call our Thursday night, first Thursday. Roundtable talk. We just talk. We're just talking in general. We're going to talk about the election, national. We're going to talk about the local election, and we're just going to talk. And if you'd like to join us, join in and send me a comment. Send me a comment. If you want to add in, you got to want to add your part in, add it in, because we want to talk to everybody here tonight. Because I tell you, Tuesday night I was on we had a podcast Tuesday night. And I had LaDONNA and what's my queen name?
Richard Rosario.
And what's the young lady name?
Francis
Thompson, yes. And we was on here podcasting live, and I had you guys on the scene at location, and I was watching the news on my iPad underneath the screen here, and I saw how Trump had jumped out on us so jumped out on Biden so bad. My nerves got so bad. I was whoever was on the screen, I forgot they was even on the screen. And with Perry Busby and Chris Jones was on the screen, and they was talking. My mind wasn't even on what they were talking about, and I said, what if I'm doing? My nerves so bad, I had anxiety. I said, how I'm gonna live another 4 years with this clown? I can't take it. I really watched it my head.
I haven't really watched it.
I'm telling you, I had stroke out. I couldn't take it no more. I kept sitting here and I'm thinking, now what I'm gonna do these next 4 years with this fool? Where can I go? What can I do? Hey, listen, our democracy was, and I stroked out. I told Chris Jones and Perry, I said, listen, guys, I haven't had it. I'm cutting out. I'm signing off. I've been telling you, I signed off because I wasn't going. My nerves were bad. I went to bed. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to, I wasn't on no Facebooking, and I wasn't on no YouTubing. I went to bed. I was so stressed out.
And what makes it stressful for you?
Yeah, it was stressed. Then I didn't even sleep.
I'm saying, what makes it stressful for you?
I don't know. I just couldn't imagine this man, this orange rat, was going to be my president again for another 4 years after all the bullshit we've been through.
Thing about it is, it don't really bother me about. I mean, it bothers me at some of the things that he says and all of that, but I'm trying to think of how it affected my life these past 4 years, and it really hasn't. It really hasn't affected my pocket at all. I mean, it bothers me that he is now. Don't get me wrong. But
I took it so personally, and I put so much effort, in trying to make sure that I was behind everything that went on behind the scene to make sure that we got out and voted for local, the state and national. I was crazy as a road lizard, man. I was nerved up so much Tuesday night. I just couldn't take it no more. And then look, I slept with my eyes open. I couldn't. Every time I dozed off, I wake up, my eyes. I say, I'm not gonna turn the television on. I'm gonna lay here and I'm gonna go back to sleep. And then I reach over for my phone and I start looking at some more stuff. I got words. I said, put that there. And I finally fell asleep. Maybe I don't know when I fell asleep. If I did, because when I woke up, my eyes were still open.
Well, I think what's happening is, though, a bunch of people are reaching a place kind of like Mr. Roy, where they just feel like, you know what, my pocketbook's really not been affected, and my immediate family's not been affected, and my immediate life has not really been affected. And if it is what it is. But for me, I don't get to have that luxury, because as a small business owner, while my money is steady rolling in. I have so many family and friends and people that are going to be affected in those next 4 years. So it's anxiety for me too. It's not just about myself, but more about my nephew and my niece and my mother and the people that are on Medicare and Medicaid and the pre-existing conditions and my family members that are on housing or maybe getting food stamps and all of this kind of shit, because whether we want to admit that or not, it may not affect me directly, but shoot, when they doing bad, I'm doing bad. And I'm just going to say I need that safety net, not necessarily
I thought about the same thing. That's what I thought about so much. It didn't affect me in the past 4 years. Matter of fact, I gained in the last 4 years. I prospered in the last 4 years. But my concerns were those issues that you're talking about, healthcare. I was concerned about, I was concerned about all kinds of things. I mean, and not my healthcare, but I'm talking about other people's healthcare. And I'm talking about the Affordable Care Act, and I was
my husband happens to be a retired railroad executive, so none of that's going to be affected for me. But when I think about, Lord, your people, I made that prayer that morning, and I'm thinking, Lord, you got to see about your people, because this man don't care about nobody. The Republican Party used to be a party of morals and principles. I just feel like the whole damn party's been hijacked, and I'm wondering, more importantly, when are the Republicans going to stand up and say something? Where are they?
They're not going to.
Where are they?
Yeah, and
they in this corner. They're not going to say nothing.
Well,
man, they need to rename that party. They need to rename it.
Yeah, let's go to our early. We're going to go early because we want to keep everybody involved. Let's go to our audience and viewers. I've shown here from Ashley Morton. She's saying she thinks that people forget all votes count. In order to change the laws, you must take control of the House and the Senate. Just I agree. Yep. Also, the same should be done with local election. And I double agree with you, Ashley, because yes, I think that to make those laws changes, we've got to control the House and the Senate. Yeah. Now we do have the House, but we don't have the Senate again.
Yep. And that's key.
That's going to be like a dead end most of the time. And
I'm concerned about that. I figured we would have picked up some more Senate seats. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Did we drop the ball on that, or what's going on there?
I don't know. We did drop the ball.
Dropped the ball.
We didn't come out the way we thought we would come out. Let's go here to Marcel. Hey, Marcel. She's saying we cannot do another 4 years. Numbers are coming in. Yeah, keep me in love with while I'm on the air here. Let me know what's going on with those numbers, because my nerves is bad. No, not really, but I've been doing better. When I woke up Wednesday morning and saw the numbers, I said, "Oh Lord, we got some air. We go.
We can breathe again, huh?"
Yeah, I'm telling you, I felt good. But you notice, I'm gonna tell you right now, people, if you're listening and watching, and some of you probably in the red from the right, but that's okay. This is a bit. The Trump supporters were real quiet yesterday.
They're quiet today.
They're quiet today too.
Even quieter when you go in their
houses. I'm telling you, they was quiet now. I mean, I ain't saying nothing either, but they was kind of quiet. And here's the thing here, and what we're talking about, we got this young man. Let's go to, wait a minute, let me go here. Here's the thing today. You get at 2:00 in the morning, you get on television, national television, and you say, "Hey, I won this race. I was just about to have our celebration party, our victory party, and I want you to stop counting the vote in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, but I want you to continue to count the vote in Arizona." Now, how in the hell? I mean, it doesn't. I mean, the guy is crazy, man. Let me tell you something.
This guy defies logic
right now. The guy, let me tell you, this cat here. Yeah, and what gets me, and I want you to listen to me, real careful, guys. Listen to me, and you are those watching, or those who gonna watch this show. This has shown us for all these years that you watch this man do the things that he did, how he talked about the Hispanics, how he talked about John McCain, how he talked about the governor of Michigan. I mean, every day was some shit he was doing.
SOBs,
okay?
the shithole countries.
Right.
He talked about everybody.
It tells me now, why is it still this close? Because
we live in a world that's divided. We're living in a divided world.
What we living with.
Yeah.
America really is what America really was set up to be.
Yeah.
How can you believe this man? How can you live with this? How can you? It's a disgrace. That's his words.
But it's like that everywhere. It's even like that in Beaumont. Everything is divided, and that's the way that's the country.
I don't really think that it's about division. I think that it's about the original sin of this country. America has never reckoned for slavery. America's never come to a reckoning that this country was not created. They don't want to. Let me say this. That sin and that stain is still prevalent to this day. This is why the race was so close, because we've never atoned for that, and we see now they really don't want to. So many people have voted for Trump, and you know what that signifies? That actually signifies the dirty, stained America that still exists, that's really here, that's on that underbelly that we don't address and we don't talk about. And we want to pretend that we've made all of these atonements and adjustments, and Barack Obama did. I mean, and I'm not against it, don't get me wrong, but the fact is, it's a bunch of people that really feel like this is their America and not our America. This is their country. This is their land. We are infringing on their rights. They have the moral high ground and the this and the that and whatever it may be. We just here on borrowed time. They really feel like that. He only catered to his base. This man didn't try to garner no extra people. He said he was for the blacks and better than for the blacks and Abe Lincoln and the Hispanics and the this and the that and blah, blah, blah. He didn't placate to none of those people. He placated to his base. He rallied his base. He stuck with his base. And guess what? They came out in record numbers. They came out in record numbers for this race to be this close. And let me tell you another thing that I feel like happened. The Hispanics were misled. These Hispanics are being misled. They are being made to believe something that is completely and totally and utterly false. This ain't their America either, contrary to popular belief. They riding with Trump. Over 40% of the Hispanics in Texas voted for Trump. And in my mind, I'm thinking, did you miss the build the wall? Did you miss the rapists and murderers comment? Did you miss? You know what? I think there are single issue voters in that Hispanic community that cost us Texas. We could have turned Texas if the Hispanic community would have came and rallied around what's right and proper, instead of just worrying about being Catholic and being against abortion and all of this kind of foolishness. Because guess what? He don't really care about Catholics, and he don't really care about abortion, and he don't really care about them either. And I'm so overwhelmed with a bunch of people that haven't looked at the issues silently. Like, look at the issues silently. Let's look at the issues solidly. This man have done everything in his power to make his rich friends richer, to make the poor people know that you're poor, you're going to remain poor, to talk about and disrespect every country around the world, break climate agreements, break treaty agreements. It's flabbergasting to think that people actually voted for him, and Republicans are actually backing him, who used to have a conscience and a backbone, that now they could just be bought and sold. I mean, I feel like the Republican Party, I swear to God, it's been hijacked. They need to change their name to something else. The Trumpeteers.
Well,
bought and sold. That's a key word. That's the key word.
Like it is. Like it is. But
the Trumpeteers, they need to change their name from Republicans to Trumpeteers. That's what they are. They don't have no more Republican Party. The Republican Party is gone.
Yeah,
it's been
he hijacked.
It'll never be the same.
He hijacked.
Yeah, it'll never be the same.
Yeah, he hijacked.
It'll never be the same. I'll never be able to look at another Republican and take them serious ever again in my life. Like I can't there are things that just can't be undone.
Yeah, it cannot. And let me tell you enough. My nerves are a whole lot better right now than it was Tuesday night, and I ain't the only one. I want the anxiety was on my. Oh Lord, I tell you, I'd sign off. I said, I can't stay here. I can't stay. I can't take this shit no more.
Yeah, I try not to
sign off, and I went to bed.
I try not to let it get that. I mean, it's serious, but I try not to let it just eat at me.
Consume you. Yeah.
You can't do it because it'll kill you, Tony.
I know.
You can't stress about it.
I know.
You gotta do what's best for your family. Like I gotta let my kids know what they need to do for the future and how to plan for these next 4 years. No matter who's in office,
Right.
You gotta let them know it. This is not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen, and this is what you need to do. You have to get them ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Right, and I always say, you stay ready. You don't have to get ready, baby.
You don't have to
one
get
way
ready.
Of keeping
That's right.
You gotta stay ready.
Stressing. That's why I'm not stressing.
You're not stressing. Well, I know that we're probably gonna get Georgia.
You think? Do you really think that we have a shot in Georgia? Do you believe that?
Georgia. I feel good about, believe it or not, I feel good that we're going to flip Arizona.
Right.
And I know we're going to get Philly.
You think?
Think.
This just like sitting waiting on a hurricane. You don't know where it's going to go. and I don't think I done worried enough about hurricanes this year. It's why I can't worry. I can't worry. I'm worried out.
I'm telling you.
This 2020, baby, 2020. We ain't 2020 represents a big deal. It came in with a bang and it's leaving with one too.
That's like I told a guy today, I said 2020 been so bad, man. Santa Claus might actually show up. And we look up in the sky. We look up in the sky, and that's the real Santa Claus.
I'm telling you.
Well, I sure hope he dropping off presents because we can't take another disaster.
I was. Let me tell you something. 2020 been hell. I tell you. I mean, I can't imagine. It might be a Godzilla might be walking down the street. I expect it. Look, I tell you. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put. The day is the 5th of tomorrow is the 6th of November. And since things are going the way it's going, I'm gonna put my Christmas lights up tomorrow.
Let me tell you, I was just gonna say, if we're still on, when I get home, I'm gonna show y'all that my Christmas tree been up since last year December, because I'm stuck in 19 because I never wanted to get out. 2020 came in kicking my ass. I never intended to. My Christmas tree still up, been up all year just to give me hope that Christmas still exists. I've been waiting on Christmas all year.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
January was a disaster. February was a disaster. March, April, May. It's November. The Christmas tree still up. Been up all year.
Well, let's say hello to some of our guests that's watching us on the watch party. That's Beverly Stone is watching, and Kimberly Hawkins and Tyra Robinson up in Arlington, Veronica Barkin and Milton Chatham, and George Millhouse Jr. is also watching on the watch party along with Renee Butler Trahan. Guys, you got something to say? Just make a comment and we'll blast it on here so we can talk about it. Penny Boo,
right,
and Janice Rogers and all those guys are watching. And Brenda Gilstrap, hello, BJ. And John Adams is also watching us. Watching if you'd like to talk about it. And Fonda, hey Fonda, Woodsmall, Sanders, and Brother Reverend Righteous, Garfield Carmore out of Houston's house saying hello. Hello, William Bobineau. Hi.
I was glad to wait the local races
went. And we're talking about the election, the national election, and what we're expecting and looking out for. And I tell you, it has been these last 3 days has been pure. To me, is that I just felt like we want to. I want to win. I want to know what's going to the results right now. But it felt good that we ended up winning Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and and those winning those was the in the Lake area really helped the Biden going forward. But I also again we just got to sit here and wait for either Georgia, Nevada, and um, Arizona. Yeah, so we know we got to go. Biden got 3 ways to go, and Trump only has 1. So let's just pray. I'm talking about pray.
And I'm just glad that they actually didn't stop the count, because I mean, this fool wanted to didn't want to even count all the votes. I'm just so glad that
if you stop the count, who will win?
I'm good. Well, Biden win.
You lead, and he's gonna win. So we stop.
Right.
Why you want to stop the count? But now I'm telling you right now, all of you guys are watching, listening, paying attention here. Now you understand why he wanted to dismantle the U.S. Postal Service.
Right, for real though. For real though.
Now you know why. It was all planned. Him and the drawer and all of that was already planned.
Yeah. Yep. And let me say this: locally, we did well, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen with our locally elected officials. I was kind of a little disheartened that Adrienne Bell didn't win her race.
I am too. Hey, but you notice every guest that we had on Knowledge is Power podcast won except Adrienne and Stutterberg.
And no, Mary was all right. It didn't win.
Right. Even our Port Arthur candidates that was on, they all won. Yeah, but
that's great.
It happened because we was on here. But no, is that it was the push that we're pushing to do, and we're pushing our candidates and supporting them and getting behind them, and that's what it takes, and that's what it's going to take if we decide to we want other candidates to run, and we do want that to run. We do want other candidates to run in the next election because, we here locally, we need some changes, some serious changes.
Right.
That's like the guy locally, the guy that Zena beat. He was shocked that she beat him.
Was he really?
Ooh, he was shocked. You can see the look on his face. He's like, "Wow, she actually beat me." But he just didn't
she
know.
actually outworked him.
Exactly.
So, I mean, work. It's no substitute for hard work and work ethic, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's just she did our work, and you couldn't take this election for granted.
No, and that's one thing she didn't do. She worked tirelessly. Her campaign, everybody that was working with her. I mean, like, I was out there. I was a part of it, and. One thing about it, you can't be outworked, and you can't take anything for granted. Every vote matters, every vote counts, you don't want to burn no bridges. And I mean, Zena has, made herself accessible, and she's very likable. She's efficient. She's doing an effective job. And while a bunch of people, maybe didn't like her at first, they've grown to respect her as a person and her work ethic and her values and the things that she stands for in the community.
She tough as hell.
Yeah.
She did what she had to do to win,
She don't take no crap and no prisoners.
And that's what it takes.
Right.
That's what it takes. But while we're sitting there talking, let's we're gonna come back to the local, and we're gonna talk about the orange rat too. I ain't through with him.
Are you not through with him yet?
I ain't not through with him. But we want to let everybody know that we do have this event on the screen now. I want you to save this date. The Beaumont NAACP Freedom Fund Banquet is going to be December the 18th at 7 p.m. at the Beaumont Civic Center, and tickets are available right now. And if you're wanting tickets, they're ready to go. You'd ask the number on the screen, which is 409-842-0294, and that's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can call there and get tickets for this. The theme is "Are You Woke?" and we all needs to be woke. what
For
we've gone
sure.
through, and LaDonna, who is the guest? I know it's
I was just about to say, yours
Joe.
truly will be one of the speakers, but they have Joseph. What's the man's last name? Oh, I can't
Joe
think.
on FM. I mean, XM radio.
Yes, I can't think of it
I
right
can't
off.
think of the guy's name. I watch him every. I mean, I listen to him every Sunday morning. I mean, every morning. Yeah.
And he's going to be great. He's going to be an excellent speaker. And locally, I'm the public relations person for the NAACP, so I'll definitely be on program. And I'd like to encourage people. It's for a really good cause. It's for our scholarships that we issue for our youth who we want to excel, and we want to help them accelerate their life, and we want to let them know that excellence is the only option. So it's for a really good cause, and we want to push that. We want to make sure that people are purchasing tickets and come out. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And it's an opportunity to kind of get dressed up during the holidays, because normally it's in June or July, I forget which. But this year it's going to be in December, of course, due to COVID. But come on out, purchase some tickets, support your local NAACP, and join up. Become a member. We need workers. We need workers in the vineyard. We got to keep our feet to the plow, honey. We can't give up and we can't take down. We need you. The NAACP needs you. Come on and get involved. I'm super excited about that banquet. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is going to be awesome, and we're going to be social distant too.
Correct.
When Unc comes on, Chris comes on, and he's going to give us more details about this banquet, which is called Freedom Fun Banquet, Beaumont NAACP, December the 18th. Guys, save the date. Let's go back here and let's finish talking about what we're going to talk about. There we go. All right, I'm back. We were talking about local politics right now, and we've got to come up. We got a long way to go here, right here in Beaumont, Texas, and I'm sure you all are watching and listening, or those who listening and watching later. We'll talk about that then. But let me tell you something. Um, we've it'll be here soon before you can think about it. Election's going to be here again here in May of 2021, and we've got to get started. We've been started preparing for this. So and making sure that we put right candidates in the right position to win, not just a candidate, but want to make sure we put candidates in that has a chance to win. Again,
Right,
you hear
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. I'm gonna repeat that again. Getting the right candidates to run in the right race to win and stick together, Black people. We've got to stick together.
Right.
You know,
Right. And especially making sure that sometimes we put our pride aside. Sometimes it's not about personal, you know, accolades and accomplishments and different things of that nature. It's who's the best candidate for the job, and being big enough. If it's not you, it doesn't matter who. If it's going to be for the greater good, you know. I
right,
think sometimes we have difficulty making those adjustments. If it's not you, then step aside and support the person that may be better suited for the position.
right. Uh, and you are absolutely correct. And because it needs change. If you don't vote, you can't complain, and you
Right, for
complain,
sure.
I mean,
but you
that's
don't vote.
and I do apologize. I have a train that's going off and on in my background. I've been here. I'm actually sitting on the front porch enjoying the nice coolness and the ambient noise from one of my next door neighbors, ExxonMobil. If y'all can hear the train, it sounds like it's on the porch with me, so excuse that. But I mean, like, I've been listening to everything everyone is saying, especially about the election anxiety and the frustrations about the count. I've heard about the expectations for local elections this coming May, and LaDonna made a perfect sense about having a rightful candidate. It doesn't matter um, what your personal opinion and or pride is. Um, there is definitely need to be some collaboration amongst the populace in the city on who the populace chooses to run for public office, especially local public office, uh, representing the city of Beaumont, whether it's mayor, at-large council, and even ward council. So, with all that being said, we have great duty. Just like I said on my Facebook post at the day after the election, we have to get to work tomorrow because national elections is just a piece of it. You still have to interact with your elected official, whether or not that's your directly elected official. That's your access. That's your doorway. So present plans, present ideas, present potential legislation to those that are elected, regardless to political affiliation, regardless to political representation. Present those individuals with tangible ideas and tangible plans that will bring this population, especially our state senate and state. I do apologize about the train. I live in an industrial neighborhood, and we work in the night, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I agree with you guys. We definitely have to take our expressions further than just the ballot box. We definitely have to take our work to the individuals that's elected, regardless to if they're our elected official or not.
And that's your home phone too ringing.
No, that's my
That
work
ain't
phone.
even mine.
That's my that's work.
I ain't heard a phone ring like that. I ain't heard a phone ring like that since '88.
Grandmother. It's been my great grandmother. I love it though. It took me way back.
That's the only way I know when work is calling me. So
Hey man, that's one of them curly cords.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder. I hadn't heard a phone ring like that in so long. It's crazy. Oh, my phone ringing.
Okay, so one of the questions that I had asked
Excuse me, y'all. I'm
Tony.
gonna have to sign off because I have a job. I got work to go do.
Have a good evening, bro.
Okay.
One of the things that I had asked Tony about LaDONNA, if you could hear me, was
Yes, I'm here.
the confirmation of the lady, Mrs. Barrett.
Well, I feel like that confirmation hearing was actually a sham. I mean, and that's just me. But again, the Republican Party has been hijacked because these are the same people who carried on the fool when 8 months out, Obama wanted to have his appointee put in, and it was like, oh, you trying to steal a seat, and he basically didn't get his pick pushed through. But 8 days before an election, while people are in the process of voting, you will push your candidate through against the last dying wish of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which to me was insulting as a person. This lady gave her life to the court. To me, you should have been man enough. You should have had the gall and the gumption to adhere to somebody's last dying wish. But we know that Trump isn't going to adhere to anybody's last dying wish because his only objective is to do whatever the hell he want, whenever the hell he want, for whoever the hell he want. And he don't care about nothing. He has no moral compass. He has no moral turpitude. He is not a man of principle. He is not a man of integrity. He just lacks. He just lacks across the board. And I feel like it's unfortunate that this lady, who may have been a good Supreme Court justice, guess what? Her legacy will forever be tainted because he went against the last dying wish of a lady who actually stood up for what was right and proper her entire life, her entire career, who fought cancer, who did so many different things for women. And while this lady is a female judge and she may her record, her legacy will forever be tainted in my eyes, because it was the last dying wish of Ruth Bader Ginsburg for them to wait until the sitting president, the newly elected president, appointed somebody. So I don't really care if they elected her or not, or appointed her or not. I feel like it was a sham, and I feel like it was a fraud, and I feel like they stole a seat. But on another note, scholastically, I feel like whoever becomes president should just expand the court. Oh well, you did what you did. You did what you must do, and I'm gonna do what I'm compelled to do. That's how I feel about that.
I mean, like, I do remember in social studies class, you know, I mean, I don't know if they still teach social studies, and I also do remember, you know, Schoolhouse Rock, different things like that, you know, that gave us insight on the political process. I thought, I was under the impression, because I didn't see any amendments to this, what I read, according to the Constitution and the appointments of justices. I thought, you know, there were 3 branches of government, and those 3 branches had to go through the process of confirmation. That's what I was under the impression. I don't remember any of the justices having a powwow or a get together, and, you know, where they interviewed or questioned or anything with the madam. I don't remember, you know, the House doing the same. You know, at least leaders of the House doing the same. I thought that was a
They
process.
rammed it. They rammed it.
But
They rammed it.
But I'm gonna say again, I don't remember seeing any amendments to that process. So you can't ram something that's, you know, not rammable. So Mrs. Barrett is technically unconfirmed. If I'm reading my, you know, my charters and bylaws and amendments and all those, you know, things that goes on with selections and appointments and things like that. I mean, like, I try to tell a lot of people, you're not playing with a fool when it comes to how you govern over me. And not just me as an individual, but me as everybody I know. I'm gonna let everybody that I know how we are intended to be governed, whether it's local ordinances, county scribe, county law, state law. Uh, if somebody's going to Congress on our behalf, if somebody's going, you know, to wherever on our behalf, I definitely want to know
This.
Do you have an option where I could put a plan in your hand, and as at the same time an area of accountability? Because I don't understand
This
how
administration.
This is
I don't understand how we have a justice and we didn't go through the process to confirm a complete justice. And with listeners and everybody, please let me know if I'm wrong. And the train asks for an amen.
That's all right. That's all right. Just let the train roll. Let's go.
So I'm just saying, like, is it?
Let me say this. This administration has taken everything that they have done has been unprecedented. Everything that they have done have been outside the box and against the rule of law,
Okay,
against our better judgment,
so what
against
you
our
have
moral
just said
compass. I mean, they haven't.
what you
They're
just
not.
said
They're not,
to
and
what
they're
you
not
just
playing
said to
fair.
me
So you.
and listeners and voters and whomever else, non-voters, woke, aware people like me who are aware. I'm not just woke. I'm aware. I know that woke people that don't move and don't do things are considered to be vegetables. That's a medical term. It's a vegetated state. Your eyes open. You can't say nothing. You can't move. You're in a vegetated state, but you're considered to be woke. So I'm asking my black people, my people, young and old, to become aware of what is actually going on around us and know that the power that we really possess, because we are no longer the minority number. We have never really been the minority number. Please take your place, man. Please. 400 years is over. Take your place.
This group is very apathetic. I feel like we had a bunch of apathetic voting happening. And I feel like ultimately we've just conceded our power away and just massaged into, oh well, whatever's gonna be, or oh well, I'm good, it don't matter, oh well, it don't apply to me. If it don't apply, let it fly. It all applies. And I mean, if we go back a step, Martin Luther King said injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I try to live by that principle, period. Okay, if it's wrong across the board. Appointing Amy Coney Barrett, whatever her name is, was unjust. It was wrong. So it's a threat to me in Beaumont, Texas, regardless of if I ever get a case before the Supreme Court. It was wrong when they did it, and it's wrong. It affects me. So while me and you, we share that same passion similarly, it's a bunch of people that just don't share that passion. They feel like, oh, well, forget the Supreme Court. Never do you mind that the Supreme Court is ruling on constitutional, things that affect us. They're ruling on abortion and gay rights and hell, slavery, if they want to put you back there too. All of that's just a constitutional amendment.
Slavery is but a measure on the ballot, and that's all they got to do is
when you right, if you sympathetic and apathetic to everything that's going on, then they can do you a whole bunch of stuff because it don't really apply to you, or it don't really matter to you, or it's not really a big deal, or you don't really feel like it's pressing on your day-to-day life. No, all of this stuff is pressing on your day-to-day life. And I mean, I love us. Okay, I'm the biggest advocate for us, but I think sometimes you're right. We also got to call each other to the carpet. We got to know sometimes you need your ass whooped. You know what I mean? And it's up to me to let you know that you need your ass whooped. The people that didn't vote, you need your ass whooped.
Let's go back. Come on, let's go back. We had a lot of people vote. Oh, it's tied in Georgia. Thank you, Marcel. Still more balance out there. That's the latest news right now that Joe Biden and the orange rat is tied in Georgia. Georgia. It's on my
now we talking, Tony.
On my mind, Georgia. Hey, listen. I was trying to find out about, but let me just say this since we're talking about this. Half of the country, half of the United States voted for Donald Trump. So what that tells you about the people that voted for Donald Trump? How they feel about us? Well, he has no substance. He has no plan. He has no. All about is Donald Trump. And how could you say that?
That tells you a lot about the country. Half of the country voted for Donald Trump tells you a lot.
And he's lying. He's a lying rat. He's deceiving. It's so many words I can say, but it doesn't make. I can't. I'm just lost for words to understand this. That we saw this for 4 years every day. He committed crime. He's corrupted. Now he's lying about we're stealing the vote. We're stealing the votes. We're undermining the electoral votes.
Man, that's all that is treason, Tony. That is all treason. That is all treason.
That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all treason. That is all trea
And I'm not talking about just the lies of you know what I'm saying, you taking I'm not talking about just the lies you making about the ballots. No, the way you are hijacking this country is treason. I'm not, and LaDONNA had it correct. Yeah, the Republican Party has been hijacked, but that wasn't his first time being hijacked. This is not his first time being hijacked. The Republican Party was hijacked when it was infiltrated by the Dixies back in the day, also known as the Dixiecrats, because they saw that they were losing grip to the Republican Party. But I try to tell people that want to educate or try to educate some of us non-educated or non-knowing brothers and sisters. I'm not going to say anything else about that. But I will say that they try to take the advantage of us not knowing the difference between the parties and the difference between the plans that they set out against us equally. And when they saw that they lost ground, that they infiltrated, regardless to what party, regardless to whether it was local politics, whether it was state politics, whether it was national politics. They infiltrated and cut us off from participating in these elections, not only as a representative, but also as a voter. They know the power that we have. They knew the power that we had when they set our ancestors free. That's why they created a poll tax. That's why they created a literacy tax where you had to at least read the ballot. And those that required it couldn't read it themselves. But we sit and relinquish our power every election. And we wonder why we say the game is set against us. Yeah, we know they bombed cities from high and even low. We know that they targeted potential political and black political individuals and potential lawmakers. Threaten not only them, but also their families and their livelihoods, to a point to where they either had to move from the city that they were living in and tried to represent, even to a point to where they were targeted in a city they even moved to. We've lost a lot of great power, not only in this election, but even in our local elections, even even when we have school board elections, when we have our state representative elections, whether it's Republican or Democrat, we still don't present anybody a plan. And we tried, many of us even tried to criticize Ice Cube for presenting a plan. It didn't matter who bit the bait, man. He threw some bait in the water, and guess who bit? Both of them, but one of them rejected, one threw it up, and one threw it up and said, let's see what we can do with it. But no, I don't want you to see what you can do with it. This is it. Either you accept it or not. And that's what we have to do with politicians, regardless to if we elect them directly or not. Because we are that power, and they know we are that power. They hope like hell we sit on our asses and not go to the poll. They hope like hell we sit on our asses and claim to be royal and have a hierarchy of this, what we call a constitution and or the United States. They anticipate that because they put it in the law, they put it in the book, they put it in the in politics. And most of the friends I knew at the time, before I even ran for public office locally, were like, oh, I'm not into politics. It was my first time running. I was like, hey, man, you got to get into it. It affects you. It affects your children. Oh, I ain't got no kids. Watch, when you have kids in the next 3 to 4 years, it's going to affect them then. And now those friends, whether they live in Beaumont or not, understand the effects of politics, whether you play in it or not.
Well, and it's not even about if you're not into politics. Like, that's just the weirdest, ridiculous idea that I've ever heard in my life. It's not about if you're into politics. It doesn't really matter if you're into politics. I mean, nobody's really into politics. I mean, but we live in a civilized society that has governing bodies and principles and theories and legislation and rules and laws and things of that nature, that I bet you if you take your ass outside and get the shooting or streak and run it down the street butt naked or anything, if you walk on the wrong side of the street, you into politics then. You're going to be into politics. When you register your kids for school, or you don't register your kids for school, or you get them a vaccine, or you don't get them a vaccine, or I mean, if you walk out of the grocery store with some food that you didn't pay for, I mean, you know what I mean? The rules that govern a civilized society is politics. The people that create those rules, that enforce those laws, that's politics. And I think people always want to make politics into something that it's not. We can break it down and make it simple. Okay. We can break it down and make it simple. We have economics. You have money, you have greenbacks that you spend. The greenbacks are spent at stores and different things, whatever the case may be. That's politics. You got rules and laws that govern what you do. That's politics. You got, healthcare and this and that and insurance companies and all of this and that and whatever the rules are set by politics or politicians or legislative bodies or whatever the case may be. So we don't have to look at politics like it's some far off foreign exchange. It's happening around you daily at every turn of your life, at every facet, at every corner. You're involved in some type of political facet. I mean, I think sometimes we overthink things. Like, I mean, politics doesn't just have to do with lying politicians. It has to do everything with your day-to-day life that's being affected daily. Like, and I mean, what you can buy, when you can buy it, you can't have by drinks after 2 a.m.
How much you make
Yeah,
to buy it. That's politics.
right. That's politics.
I mean, like from the train.
at every turn of your day in life, and I mean, down to what street you live on and what house you can buy. Okay, so all of that affects. I'm getting like Tony. I think I'm getting stressed out. I'm getting overwhelmed at a place where it may be time for me to sign off. I'm getting all worked up. Tony, your mic is off. Your mic is off.
Now I'm talking now. Listen, I enjoy your conversation, guys. And, it's been a stressful week. We had local election here. We worked behind the scene here with the podcast, and this podcast is truly a platform for those in the Southeast Texas, so that we can help communicate with our people, help promote them, help build them, help educate them on different issues, have a communication with the community, so that we can all focus and move in one direction all together. It's called unity. This podcast is a great podcast. I would not stop doing it just because I know that it is great for us all. And with that said, I'd like to kind of, before we leave here tonight, I want to let everyone know that I'm having a special podcast on Sunday at 7:00, and I want you to join us. Please join us. And I'm telling you, it's going to be great. It's going to be a tribute to Willie K. Knighton at KJet radio station, along with a lot of guests. Even Shaka Khan is going to be on, and we're going to have quite a few guests from across the country that Willie and I had in the studios. And then Willie is the original the last of the living original disc jockey from KJet, and I wanted to do this for him so much. And we're going to have them on Sunday with quite a few guests on the show. So please join us at 7:00 right here on Knowledge is Power Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and I have a new channel now. It's called Stitch. Yes, we're on there as well. But let me give you a preview of what you're going to see. I'm going to show you some guys. I mean, if y'all still there watching, looking. Who is this guy right here with the big collar on, with the headsets on back in 1972, 71, 72? Can't remember. Yes, that's me. That's when I was a jockey at KJet as a teenager, still in high school, I guess, a sophomore in high school. So we're gonna talk about all those. I think I was at that deal, and we were in Port Arthur at that time. Also, my special guest will be the group from Facebook. We shop at Alfred's Supermarket and listen to KJet Soul Radio. That's going to be Sunday at 7:00. I would love you all to join us. Bonnie Brown will be with us. What's the guy? The fly jock will be here with us also as well. We're going to have a lot of guests that are going to stop in and say hello with us on Sunday. So, where's my guest? Where's my guest right now? Where are they? Hello? Hey, okay, all right.
We here.
All right, y'all still here. I saw your mics off and I saw everybody going, but I want to make sure you all know about my little deal we having Sunday with Willie K. Knighton on KJet radio station. We're gonna all be here. The screen's gonna be filled up with nothing but stars from somewhere else, wherever they come from. But we're gonna.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to talk to people and see what you were really like in your former life.
Man, I heard about it. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I can't wait to ask them some questions about
live,
you.
I promise. I wish I was in that era.
Because
they said Irvin Street and Irvin Street and Gladys Street and Forsyth. They said it was that was the bomb. You heard?
Look, I can't wait to figure out what you were doing in your heyday. And you want to do a tribute.
It's not gonna be about me. It's gonna be about
Willie. But you was around. You were around. Believe me.
I'm not get him to start talking about what I used to do because he got a memory like an elephant. He'll tell it all.
You know, I'm just gonna keep the show going as I normally do, baby. This is Knowledge is Power. We got to keep it real.
So guys, don't forget about us on Sunday at 7:00. Now, also, Knowledge is Power Podcast Live is a platform to share important information by educating the Southeast Texas African American communities with valuable info on the health and education and local politics, business, and personal finances. Thank you guys again for joining us and being with us, and those who have watched the show and those who are going to watch the show later on. We thank you so much for the opportunity just to come and share 1 hour with you twice a week. And we want to bring more guests on, and we're going to, since we start in November, we're going to have we've got a month filled with nothing but new guests that's coming on, and we're going to talk to Dr. Bean. Lonnie Bean will be with us also, because we're going to talk about prostate cancer. We're going to talk about diabetes. We got all kinds of shows going on that's coming up next. But I also want you to understand, people, one more time. I want you to understand this. COVID-19 is still here. It hasn't gone away. It's not going to disappear. I want you to be safe out there. Wear your mask. Be careful. And watch. And be careful. Any last word, LaDONNA, before we close out?
I am just overly elated to announce, baby, we are tied in Georgia. Okay, I'm still on the election.
I just told you we were tied.
I know. I'm super excited about that. I'm just getting home. I'm looking. Look,
the other way now.
Look, like Tony said, we can breathe a little bit. I think we're gonna tighten it up. I'm ready. So I'm super excited about that. I'm glad to be on Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. And you guys tune in on Sunday. We're gonna have a bunch of fun. It's gonna be a fun show. We'll already know who the president is, and we'll get to let our hair down a little bit. I'm looking forward to that.
Speaking of tightening up, I forgot to call Archie Bell. I got to get in touch with Archie. Is Archie still
right?
Anyway. But anyway, thank you so much for watching Knowledge is Power Podcast Live, and also on my Facebook page, Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. Please join it and look, read some of the stories that's on there. You really will be enlightened to know about our history, things that we didn't learn in school. So, with that said, God bless you, everyone.
Yeah, have a good night. God bless.
Biden and Harris 2020, baby.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Where you going, bud? I'm gonna have you back before then.
Oh, I'm just saying, happy holidays. It's
holiday. What holiday?
Like y'all said, y'all
look, he ready.
Y'all said y'all about to go put up y'all Christmas trees and Christmas lights.
Hey, look.
Oh, wait,
I was just about to say, LaDONNA says hair's been up since December last year, so
that's a damn shame.
And let me tell you, I got 2 of them. Let me take you over here just so y'all can see. I ain't playing. Not just one.
She don't have
got
no
2 Christmas trees.
She live in it.
God damn.
She live in the Christmas
got 2 Christmas trees. They still up, honey. I ain't playing with y'all.
Lord have mercy. Boy, I tell you.
And it's lit, Tony. It's lit, man.
It's lit. And you know what? I was coming home tonight, and I was in the neighborhood, and I was driving through the neighborhood, coming to my home, and I almost ran over some people walking because they had some water. So I was so busy looking at Christmas lights. You got folks out here with Christmas lights already.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you, they trying to rush 2020 out. I'm trying to rush it out too. Let's go and get Christmas going. He's right. Happy holidays. Let's get that going.
In Far Eastern culture, y'all know that they put up Christmas lights in like June, July.
I'm here for it. 2020 needs to get the hell on.
Yeah, well, we got.
I'm loving it. Like Tony said, it brought me some good things. It brought me some bad things. I mean, like
I can't say.
I have to keep pushing because I'm still here.
Yeah, 2020. 2020. It was a bad boy. We were always
2020.
2020. We always talk about 2020. Yes, Lord. I'm telling you. But I'll tell you now. I'm gonna tell you, 2020 been a monster. But God's been good to me. Yes, I know He's all right.
Well,
but people, thank you so much. We'll see you on Sunday at 7:00.
Who are they gonna lie to you?
Good night, everybody. Good night.